Welcome to the Golden Nuggets.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further. This podcast episode is proudly brought to you by Reka Studio, where creativity meets strategy. Reka Studio is your ultimate partner for branding, marketing, and website solutions. Whether you're a startup looking to establish your brand or a business and expand your marketing reach, Reka Studio got you covered. We create so you don't have to. Don't miss out on the opportunity to supercharge your brand success. Contact Reka Studio today at 889-88746. Back to the episode.
Hey guys, welcome back to the part 3 of our podcast, The Golden Nuggets. And we still have Lavania.
Yes. For a moment, he forgot what's our podcast name.
I forget
Can
about
tell,
it.
right?
Forget my name.
Alright, so Lavania, can you share with us what's the future plans for Dance Assembly?
Dance Embassy.
You also forget.
Dance Embassy, sorry about that. Yeah.
Dance Assembly.
So,
Yeah, I
future
keep thinking
plans,
ensemble. I don't know why, man.
future
What?
plans for DE.
Oh, alright. So
Ah.
So
Dance Assembly.
you see,
Embassy.
even now I'm forgetting my own company's name.
Ame.
Alright, so Dance Embassy.
Dance Embassy.
Yes.
So future plan is for it to establish itself in other countries as well.
Okay.
So I'm eyeing a few places. I've done workshops in Paris.
Wow.
And
Nice.
French people love Bollywood.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I am. That's one country I'm looking at. I'm also looking at a country, Morocco, because my husband is Moroccan,
Oh, okay.
and they also love Bollywood there.
Okay.
So there's this famous Moroccan who went to Bollywood and made it big, Nora Fatihi. So
Okay.
that's how
Wow.
Bollywood is now very big in Morocco.
I see.
And there's no one teaching Bollywood or doing anything there. So I'm looking at this, and Bali is another place, and Malaysia. So these 4 countries, I'm going to establish Dance Embassy there. I've got someone in that country waiting to be trained.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Whether I have the time to go there and train them is another question, but I'm working on it.
I see.
Cool.
Can they come over here to learn from you?
I wish they could, but I need that time to train them.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. And what's your plans for Tinted Watever?
So, Tinted Watever, my plan is obviously to grow the community. And there have been some concerns where, what if the community becomes too big? Will your value be watered down?
Yep.
And that's when I'm going to introduce facilitators among Tinted Whatever. So you can be probably from the West area, there'll be a facilitator in the West area to take care of women.
That's a
there.
good idea.
Yeah. So that's in the plans, and I'm also making it more e-savvy in that sense. So even if the in-person events, touch wood, if another COVID was to happen, then we are ready to continue running our programs online.
Okay.
Nice.
How do you come up with this kind of ideas?
I don't know, man. I think when you're an entrepreneur, your mind just doesn't stop working. You're always thinking of ideas and sleeping on it, and then you wake up. Sometimes people, those who work with me, they find it hard to keep up.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
don't blame them because they're not in that zone. But if you have met my husband, I'll probably take some of the craziness from him, because his mind also doesn't stop.
Wow.
And he is 10 times more active than I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm considered very mild. But I
Okay.
guess it's when every day when you wake up, you just want to think of how you want your business to improve the lives of others around you, and also how you want to wake up living out your purpose to the fullest. And I would say the biggest help comes from God. I really believe in the power of the Almighty. I tell him, you know what, if this is your will, you bless me with the opportunities that I will seize. If it's not your will, just let it fizzle out.
Okay.
Wow. Do you believe in your partner support system? How does he support you to run your own business?
Oh yeah, for sure. He is my biggest critic.
Okay.
Like he's still alive if not for his criticisms. Otherwise, he drives me up the wall every day, like how all married couples would tell you about. But he's my biggest critic, and it's because of him I'm always like wanting to improve what I do, because that's how he is as a person.
Okay.
You shared a lot about how you want to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I would say a lot of it came from my grandmother. She was a housewife, and she was just like talking to people about how God loves them, giving people food, like going to church every Sunday to feed people, you know. So I think that selflessness kind of like rubbed onto me, and I really loved the story about her death.
Okay.
Because on the day that she died, she said that she is ready to go because the angels are here to bring me. It was the most beautiful death. And I would say that really inspired me to just do good to people. It has its weaknesses also. I've been there. But I just because of one rotten experience from giving back, you don't deprive the rest from the opportunity to be blessed by you.
How do you balance thinking about the finance part of things and really thinking about giving to the community?
Yeah, so that's always a challenge. So when it comes to finance, I am quite frugal in that sense, because I've learned a very big lesson on
Cash flow and also trusting a person with your money. Now I don't. So I really intentionally help someone if they really are genuine about it. So I really do my homework before I decide that I want to help this person.
I see. And how do you like know that this person is really genuine? Because sometimes it may seem so,
You
but
never
then
know, right?
Yeah, until you
know.
invest on it.
Exactly, you never know. So that is one thing. Always listen to your gut instinct. Like there was this recent bad episode that I went through. I trusted this person as my friend, invested in a business, turned out to be the biggest scammer of all.
Alamak. I mean,
know.
don't need to mention names.
Yeah.
What exactly happened?
She was running a school.
School.
Yeah, and she showed the numbers, and she showed how profitable it was, and she was very well recognized in the industry. And I don't know, man, she's just like, you just invest in her business, and the next day she's not returning your money. She just not disappear, she's still around. I mean, that's one thing I want to try to change, and try to advocate to the government if possible. There is no regulatory law to protect investors. So a business person can come to you and say, hey, you know what, I need money for investment for my business, show you all the numbers, show you a legit business running, and then poof, next day I'm not returning your money because my business went
broke.
Went down south. And then what happens to our money?
Well,
Okay.
it's a risk, right?
And they go scot-free. So you really never know. But I think one of the biggest lesson in that was, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this particular business that you're talking about, you mentioned that this person is reputable and all, right? And yes, this is, like you mentioned, something that you will never expect. But before this, have you ever like not gone through an investment that has went south and you get zero out of it?
Never.
Okay.
Never. This is the first
Okay,
experience.
do you think it's necessary for people to know that when it comes to investment, you must be prepared to let it go to zero?
Yes, for sure. Even when you lend money to someone,
Just be prepared to burn.
bye-bye.
Yeah.
So you give what you can give. Right?
Because I think if you want to talk about perhaps regulatory bodies should come up to protect investors, right? I think education should come first, because investments always means that things can always go south at any point of time.
Yes.
Even like our
Crypto.
Yeah, like our GIC, they invested in this crypto company, and I think they lost like a few 100 million or something like that. Yeah, when the company go bankrupt.
Yeah.
So they already know that this kind of things can happen. I think for us also, we need to learn that this is, this can happen at any point of time
Yes.
with any businesses. And secondly, when we invest in a business, I think we should also be aware that if this business owner decide that I'm not going to give dividends to you, then that's it also for you.
Yeah. Also, one of the biggest lesson I learned is there are people called, I can't remember the name right now, but they are able to assess a business profitability and whether that business is actually making money. So if you go through such people, then you know that they are the experts in this, and that you're investing in a legit business that's going to make money. I think that's really important. And of course, startups will say, you know what, we can't show our P&L right now. We just started our company, but we need money to grow. So that, it's kind
It's a
of
bit
like
of a grey area.
it's a grey
Chicken and
area.
egg thing,
Exactly, yeah. So just follow your gut instincts. I mean, obviously, if your money is meant to be lost, it's meant to be lost. But I
Yes.
always say that money lost is better than a life lost.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can always make more money the next
exactly.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Alright.
like a tuition fee
Yeah, it is.
that you pay
Especially
to learn.
especially for investments. I think people need to be aware that in terms of investments, tuition fee can be very, very high. Yeah, I know of people who lose life savings.
I know.
Yeah.
The lots of scam. I mean, the people I know who got scammed, they lost their entire life savings, retirement savings even.
Yeah.
So it's really scary.
Do you think it's important for business owners to invest in other, what do you call it, other tools or other financial?
Yeah, back up.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say especially women. They need to be really aware of their financials. I wasn't that kind of woman. I was like just living paycheck to paycheck. But I realized that it's so important to build your stash, because as much as, yes, your husband can be the one who brings the bacon home, but what if that bacon stops coming home?
Yeah.
Right? Then it's on you.
Yeah.
And you don't even know how to run the house without his money. Like, that is something that's a stigma that women needs to get over and really train themselves financially, which is what we are also trying to do at Tinted Watever.
Cool.
And it's a lot of, when an insurance advisor comes to you, it's like, no, I don't want insurance. No, I don't want this, I don't want that. But they don't see the benefit of it. It's also voices down to how the insurance agent
Yeah.
educates you, right? So if we have a very lovely person in our community who is a financial advisor, empowering women for the last 9 years, teaching them how to build their stash. Yes, it can be painful to put aside the amount of money every month, but it's essential too, because that's going to grow instead of putting it in a bank. And
0.0, I don't know what.
I know, like
Inflation is gonna eat it away.
Yeah, simply put.
So a lot of women have not taken that step, but we are trying to slowly change that perspective.
Okay.
Financial literacy.
Yeah.
Financial
correct.
literacy, yes.
Can you share with us if, let's say, there's a housewife who perhaps comes to you and then tells you that, hey, I've not been working because I've been taking care of my children, but I want to start working, but the thing is I can't really go out of my house because I need to take care of my child or whatsoever, right? Whatever her reasons is, right?
Yeah.
What would you advise to this kind of
I
people?
love people with reasons or
Okay.
excuses. I love.
Would you say this is a reason or excuse?
I would say a reason and an excuse. Yes, reason, of course, good reason. You want to be there for your children. Excuse because if you are a housewife, you still need to feed your children, which means you have the skill to cook. I know of a housewife who started baking banana bread, and the whole of her neighborhood orders from her.
Ooh.
Nice. Home
Wow.
base.
Home-based business.
Cool.
Banana bread, right? Like
Banana bread is.
it's easy.
Yeah.
You use like
Banana
half-rotten
and
bananas and then put some flour, sugar, you get banana bread. And it's a full-fledged business and people are ordering from her. So, you just have to get out of that scarcity mindset and tell yourself, I want to make this work. So you kind of like, I never used to believe in this subconscious shit and all that, okay? But it really works because when you want something to happen, you just tell your mind, this is what I want it to happen, and you start working towards that, and before you know it, you are running it successfully.
Wow, it's like manifesting success.
Manifesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I have a friend who recently texted me and she told me all her issues, and then she told me that, do you have a job for me whatsoever? And I'm like, I mean, like I told her like I have a job that I can give to her under my company, but she needs to be out, but I can't really help much if she can't be out.
Yes.
So I know of a lot of people in that kind of situation, and I wish I could have, but I couldn't.
Introduce them to
Yes,
me.
definitely.
For sure. I mean, people sometimes have the excuses because they feel insecure.
Insecure,
They don't trust themselves to pick up that skill, and they always relate to finding a job.
Yes.
Or job is always a go-to thing to get money, and it's like really a fixed mindset.
Yeah.
Not a growth mindset like what
Yeah.
we run as business owners.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And what would your advice be for people who claims that they have some mental issues, and that is the thing that is stopping them from perhaps leaving their house, because they say that they may get anxiety when they leave their house and all.
So I have high anxiety myself.
Mm-hmm.
There are tools to cope with it, and now Google, internet, they all can be your online counselors.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, I shared with the I'm facing these issues. What can you do?
It's a consultant,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
You can find a solution, but I would say taking that first step. Of course, support system is really important as well, which is what we preach a lot at Tinted Whatever. There are women in my group who have never had friends before because they have this anxiety of making friends. But in our group, they just feel safe to talk about anything. And it's that support system that you really need to find for yourself. We cannot come and drag you out of your home and help you find if you're not going to take that first step to do it,
Okay. And I think last few question maybe, yeah.
He doesn't want to let me go.
Yeah. Ami loves the conversation.
Okay. So you have two businesses. Would you ever think of combining these two business, putting it under perhaps a Lavania group, and then
It's like a holding
perhaps,
company.
yeah,
A holding company.
and then perhaps like because you
Expand.
intend to expand internationally, right?
Yeah, it's funny that you told me this because when I was first dating my husband, he loved my name so much.
Okay.
He said you should open a Lavania activewear, you should open a Lavania restaurant, Lavania this, Lavania that. So I've never thought about it. Like I said, I had that very scarcity mindset, you would say, but now it's different. But at the same time, I want to take it one step at a time. I don't want to go into this burnout phase because I'm a one-woman show still. And by God's grace, I'm going to pray that this year will be the year of growth, and I'll be able to get a team together so that they can run the show and I can do the business development part, because the struggle with running a business is if you're a one-woman show, the admin kills you. And then you take up so much time in that admin, that social media, you don't have time to develop the business.
Yep.
So right now I am building that team that I need to run the back end, and then I can do the business development type.
Nice.
Have you ever imagined that there will be a Lavania group and then you IPO the company? Yeah, become a public listed company.
Wow, just imagine
Yes,
that.
I will open a non-alcohol champagne if that happens.
Okay.
For us to celebrate. So pray for me.
All right.
Of course. I mean,
Pre IPO, just inform us.
Yes.
Maybe we put in some money. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, just imagine now we talk about it.
Right.
3 years later, or maybe 5 years later, it happened.
Yeah, and then you'll interview me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bring you back.
Yeah.
And by then, probably we have a different studio.
I know. We'll all grow together successfully.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Okay. I think we call it a day.
I have actually one question,
Tell
yes.
me. Ask me.
but probably this will be the last.
Yes.
What does success mean to you
Yes.
Oof.
for our viewers?
Yeah. So not to sound like a pageant queen,
Okay.
but to me, success is having love in my life.
Okay. Love.
Yeah, that makes me alive. Love in my marriage, love with my friends, love with my clients, love with my children. It really keeps me alive. And love and dancing is the one thing that has made me the person
that I am today to have that love in my life.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, that's deep.
Not monetary. Nothing
You see,
else.
It's really about the
after I lost to that person, right? My whole life savings. I realized the one thing that voiced down was the people who loved me had my back. Even though I did a stupid decision to do it, but they still had my back. So really, love wins over money as well.
Wow.
Wow, that's deep, guys. Another golden nugget. I have actually one last one. This one will be the last
He's
one.
not letting me
Yes,
go, not
no,
you.
What would you advise your old self?
To be more brave
More brave.
Yeah.
In what aspect?
in whatever that I wanted to do. Like, I was listening to people around me so much that I lost my own identity.
Okay.
And because I lost my own identity, I was doing a lot of stupid things as well with my
Okay.
younger self. But if I was just brave enough to listen to myself and do what I really wanted to do, I wouldn't have spent a lot of years wasting time on deciding what I wanted to do eventually.
Believe in yourself.
Yes, be
And be
brave.
brave.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. You got it from Lavania. Alright, me. Should we wrap up?
Yep, wrap up.
Alright, so last but not least, we would like to thank Lavania for
Yes.
coming to Greece as a guest in our show.
And also, could you share with our listeners, how do they contact you?
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
a bit of promo, please.
So I would say contact me through my Instagram, Lavania_Rosie. That's LAVANIA_Rosie ROSIE. That's where I share a lot about what I do personally and professionally, and from there they can get to know me as well.
Okay. All right.
Okay, right. That's about it, guys. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in for this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. And from the Golden Nuggets podcast, we'll see you. Bye-bye.